I love that music when it goes doo doo at the end of it. Surely got to get another one. Anyway, how is everybody? How is everybody? I hope everybody's okay. Leave me a message in the right hand side. I'm just waiting for my guest. If not, if you don't come on, then I will just talk about mental health. But in the meantime, um, hopefully you will be. And I hope everybody's okay and doing all right. Uh, Coronavirus is still carrying on. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it, when you got coronavirus and it's all still spreading around because you can't do very much, can you? So there you go. Um, yeah. So if you want to leave a message in the right hand side. Leave a comment, say hello or whatever. Ailey Jones, hello. How are you? So I'll give my guest about 5 minutes. If not, then I will uh, talking about mental health. Let's wait and see what happens. Good soon. So what's been happening in lately? What's been going on? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. This is the moment when I'll be there for you. We just wait for my guest. If not, um, then what I'll do is I will just talk. No reply. No reply at all. No, no. Okay. I'll start talking. Then, if my guests don't come on, then I'll just carry on. Really. Um, Last year and this year, I've been kind of like talking about mental health, basically, and I want to tell you a bit of story, really, about how I've been through it, if I can, if I'm allowed to, if my wife lets me. Um, am I allowed to? Um, Sometimes, when people go through, a lot of people look at mental health and say that mental health is a stigma. They think you're barmy, you're loony. Did you ever get that? Do you ever get that when you're depressed and when people think, oh, he's off his rocker and he don't know what he's talking about? But when you come to a certain point in your life where you want to jump off a bridge or you want to take tablets or you want to put a rope around your neck, it's not funny. You know, the mind plays a lot of tricks on us, you know, and we go through bad times and we go through good times. And sometimes we all get depressed and we all get low. What started off with me was basically it was like um, things happened in the past with me, and also relationships. It's like when I took start taking overdoses with paracetamol, and And I remember being taken to hospital and having it all taken out with, drinking charcoal and giving me charcoal and kind of like spewing my guts up all over the place. So I'm just gonna come out with it what I think. So anyway, so I was coming out with charcoal and drinking it and getting rid of all the crap. Then next minute, as the years went on, I kind of started more about taking alcohol with medication. So what you do is you kind of like you have a drink, then you just take the medication. And several times I was taken to my local hospital, and they had to give me charcoal, had to take me out and to kind of like sort me out. But then afterwards, I was thinking, what am I still doing? Still kind of like being alive, basically. Why am I still here? Because at that time, when I took that drink and those paracetamols, I really wanted to kind of like end my life there and then. There was nothing there for me no more. When you kind of like when you're close to someone and all of a sudden they go and there's a void there in it. There's no one there and you're on your own. And when you're there, you're like Christmas time. I was there on my own. I was depressed. I was really low. And everything was going on. And all of a sudden you're thinking, can't go on, and you just aim for that drink and for those tablets. What started off for me for it was because of relationships and other things that was going on in my life. Then years after that, I started kind of still taking more tablets, but it was getting worse. Where I used to kind of like tie things around my neck, tie rope around my neck, and kind of um, put it up by a ceiling. The door. Try to put the rope around the door and try to kind of like suffocate myself by that. Um, One particular time, I remember going into a shower and I tried scalding myself with the shower, and luckily I didn't have burns and everything. I was told to get out, they moved me out quick, and I got removed quick from the shower. So yeah, um, then there were other points in my life where I felt like I wanted to kind of like show people that I really mean it because people wasn't taking notice of me. And by kind of like actually doing things like knifing myself, cutting my wrist, or tried cutting my neck, which actually I did do on a couple of times. No, it wasn't regular basis. It was a couple of times. I remember one particular time when I was living with my one of my ex-wives, and she would tell you, actually Lynn, she would tell you that I tried kind of like tried getting a knife, and I was stabbing myself with a knife, and because I was so depressed and so down and really low and everything. And I don't know if I was looking for. Sometimes people say when you do things like that, you're looking for attention. You know, that's what people say. You're looking for attention and things like that. But I don't think it was. I think what it was for me, it was like um, I got to a certain point in my life where I just wanted to just to end it and come to an end. Then I moved onwards. Then when I started kind of like being with my partner now, I start several times. I kind of like tried a rope around my neck. I tried. I remember One day I said to Michelle, I'm going to go up to Tamar Bridge, and then she phoned the police on me. Also, it was all sorts of things. It was a bit scary, really, and sometimes I just felt really low and really low and depressed. In my relationship with Michelle, um, a few times before we got married or what everything was going on, we uh, we used to fall out. It wasn't because of her fault. It was because of my fault because I had jealousy tendencies, right? And I still do. Where I used to accuse my partner, my wife, sorry, my wife to be, um, kind of like saying, oh, you're seeing so and so, you're seeing so and so, where you going to, and all that lot. But see, the trouble is, women don't do don't deserve that, do they? No one deserves to be kind of like put into a place where they are vulnerable or they are kind of like, you know, feel like that they shouldn't be there. So anyway, one particular time I remember going to Tamar Bridge, and which is like Cornwall. It's like from where I live into Cornwall, and I tried jumping off a bridge. And before I jumped off the bridge, these people who were in these kiosks, you got these kiosks where people pay, ran over and grabbed me old, put me on the floor, right, and made a citizen's arrest, type thing, and said stay there till the police come. So then the police came over to me and they not arrested me. They kind of like took me um, to the police station, and while I was in the police station, I was kind of talked to by a doctor, and the doctor said, "Well, we you need psychiatric help." And then they put me into a psychiatric hospital. Now, let me tell you something about psychiatric hospital before I finish. Psychiatric hospitals are not what you think it is. It's not what you see on television. Like, the one flew all the cuckoo's nest, and you've got all these other people going, walking around like zombies. It's nothing like that. There are two sections in this hospital. One for the top was for people who were really kind of like on the um, really bad with mental health, and down the bottoms they had people like who was on borderline, who was like depressed, suicidal, and everything. And the procedure was when I went there, they kind of like took my shoes off, took my laces out of my trainers, just in case if I didn't kind of like commit suicide. I was put in a dormitory with other people, and I was on what you call suicidal watch, where there was a person who was watching me 24 hours a day. Wherever I went to the toilet, they didn't come in the toilet with me, but if I went to the toilet, was outside the toilet, or if I went for a shower or whatever, you know, they made sure that I was not endangering myself. Um, there were people there who were kind of like, who had real bad problems, and but basically they're just like me or you, basically. And the trouble is with mental health is that anybody can get mental health. Anybody can kind of like get it. You don't. People think, oh yeah, it's the disease, and you can catch it from different people, but it's not. If you're depressed and you're low and everything else like that, you can't help it, can you? I remember once, I know somebody a friend of mine who committed this, who actually died because he committed suicide by hanging himself. He actually literally hanged himself. Now, and the trouble is, we all sometimes get low, we get depressed, and it's like the COVID times, isn't it? Because we're staying in with our partners. Luckily, I've got my wife is like, she's so understanding. I don't know after the time why she puts up with me, all right? And she's probably thinking to herself, "Oh, how do I put up with him?" But she does, and when we get on, right? And people say, "Oh, do you have any arguments?" No, we don't. We probably have a disagreement, but we don't have an argument. We're not like that. But see, the trouble is, it's like I now have not kind of like recovered from mental health. I still get depressed. I'm on depression. I'm still on antidepressants, am I, sure? Still on antidepressants. But the trouble is, I'm okay. And they said, and when I went there, they said to me and Michelle, I went there once, to see the doctor, and the doctor said to me, um, Mr. Beard, the problem you got is borderline personality disorder. That's what you got. 1 minute you could be all right, and 1 minute you could change. You know, I say to you guys is this when you're listening to this, that if you are feeling down and you are going through a bad time, it's never give up. There are people out there who can help you out. Never ever give up on yourself. Never think that you failed or it says that men are they get so quiet they don't really want to share about their problems. Women just come out of it and they're away. But men, because they got this ego in them, thinking, yeah, I'm all right, Jack. I'm gonna be perfect. I'm all right. You know, they're they're more slower than trying to ask for help. I must admit it's getting much better now, but it didn't used to be. So I thought I'll share my story with you, and if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I don't know where Scott is. I'm so sorry about that, but I thought if Scott didn't come on tonight, I thought I'll share some of my story. So, guys, please listen to this, and if it tingles into your head, anything, then don't leave it until now. Go and get help. Get help now, and don't leave it until later. Because later will be too late. You know, there is a big stigma with mental health, but yeah, at the end of the day, you're just an ordinary person. Anybody can get it. Okay, guys. So take care. Thank you for listening. Please share this video. So important. And thank you so much. Bye bye.